Switzerland is the epitome of natural beauty and also one of my most favorite countries in Europe. It is the home to some of the most dramatic landscapes, which include magical waterfalls, breathtaking mountains, and dreamlike lakes. It is also famous for its three C's, which are cheese, chocolates, and clocks. We had a chance to visit Switzerland in the month of June, and it was nothing short of perfect. We spent 7 nights and 8 days in this country, visiting some of the most popular as well as lesser known places. Keep watching this video as I share shots of some of the most beautiful locations in Switzerland while talking about budget tips, tricks, and an itinerary that cannot go wrong. I will also be sharing maps and routes along the course of this video to help you plan better. Feel free to take screenshots as you watch. I am Emily and you are watching M Knows Places. After a lot of research, I found out that Interlaken was the most centrally located city for us to stay in to visit the destinations we wanted to go to. Also, it was quite pocket-friendly compared to other locations in Switzerland. I personally don't like to tug around luggage and change a lot of hotels. I would rather take long drives or train rides from a single location. Therefore, we spent the next 7 nights at a wonderful Airbnb just near Interlaken train station. We started our journey from Mannheim and took a direct train to Interlaken. If you were coming by flight, you could land in Zurich or Bern and take a train to Interlaken. Switzerland is home to a flawless public transport system that connects the entire country together while offering some unforgettable views along the way. The public transport offers many passes that you can buy according to your convenience. For our first 3 days in Switzerland, we had planned to book the Swiss Pass as we had planned to explore some of the most popular destinations in Switzerland with the Swiss public transport. We downloaded the SBB app to keep track of train timings and routes. We were going to take panoramic trains, thrilling cable car rides, and beautiful boat rides, all included partly or fully in the Swiss Pass. Our first day in Switzerland started early in the morning with us taking the Golden Pass line from Interlaken. Before starting the journey, here is a little info about the route of the Golden Pass line. The Golden Pass line is one of the most scenic train routes in Switzerland. It is divided into 3 sections. The first part is from Lucerne to Interlaken, the second is from Interlaken to Zweisimmen, and finally the most scenic part of the journey starts at Zweisimmen and ends at the picturesque town of Montreux. You need to change trains at each section of the journey. You can book the tickets from the official website of the Golden Pass line. But if you have the Swiss Pass, the entire route of the Golden Pass line is included. Seat reservations are not mandatory but recommended during peak season. Do check the timetables before starting your journey and be at the station well before time to get the best seats, especially in the last leg of the journey. We took the last two sections of the journey from Interlaken and rode up to the city of Montreux. We encountered lakes, alpine meadows, and many photogenic towns like Gstaad and Meiringen through the panoramic windows. The whole journey was like a painted canvas. The entire journey of the Golden Pass line takes around 5.5 hours, and I promise you won't be able to look away from the window the whole way. Now here's a little tip. I would recommend you to sit on the right side of the train on the second leg of the journey to enjoy never-ending views of Lake Thun. On the last leg, sit on the left to encounter lush alpine meadows and the spectacular Lake Geneva as you approach Montreux. We reached Montreux later that afternoon and enjoyed the rest of the day exploring the posh town. Montreux is nestled along Lake Geneva with the majestic Alps as the backdrop. A short walk from the train station took us directly at the lakeside promenade. We spent most of the day walking along this promenade while admiring the exotic plants, artwork, and the crystal clear water of Lake Geneva. There were plenty of seats along the way to just pause and take in the views. If you are a fan of the band Queen, you will be surprised by a grand statue of Freddie Mercury standing on the promenade. People come from far to witness the electric atmosphere here and take a picture with Mr. Mercury himself. There is also a museum called Queen Studio Experience that will take you on a walk with the band's history. After a long walk, we reach the Chillon Castle. It is a must visit if you are in Montreux. We walked through the history of the castle and enjoyed a light and shadow show. You could buy the ticket at the entrance. If you have the Swiss pass, the ticket is included in your pass. Restaurants in Montreux could be very expensive. We had packed some food and wine from Interlaken, and we enjoyed a wonderful picnic by the lake. We ended the day by witnessing a spectacular sunset by the lake before getting back to the train station. our way back to Interlaken, we took a faster route which was equally scenic as the Golden Pass line. All our expenses for the day were included in the Swiss pass. The next day, we had a lot of distance to cover as we wanted to visit two major destinations. Honestly, we would have liked to have 2 whole days for them, but due to a tight schedule, we wanted to try and cover both in a single day. Stanserhorn and Rigi are both amazing destinations. It is definitely difficult but not impossible to cover both of them in a single day. Both of these places are a short distance away from Lucerne and can easily be converted into a full day trip. If you do decide to follow this plan, check and plan your day with the help of the timings on the official websites of both the destinations. You can always use the SBB app for train timings. We started the day with Stanserhorn, one of the quirkiest adventures we had in Switzerland. We took a train from Interlaken up to Lucerne. After that, we took another train from Lucerne up to Stans station. A 4-minute walk took us to the base station of Stanserhorn Bahn. From here, we took the vintage wooden funicular up to Kelty. This journey takes around 10 minutes. The whole way is across lush meadows with herds of cow mooing away. To top this experience, the funicular is being operated by a group of cute and extremely kind local grandpas. We got down at Kelty for the next part of our journey. The cabrio cable car was waiting right next to the funicular stop. This was probably the most exciting part of our journey as we were going to ride in an open-top cable car for the first time in our lives. We rushed to find a place on the upper deck. The cable car ride was super scary and exciting at the same time. A 9-minute ride took us to the top at Mount Stanserhorn. The views from the top were extraordinary. You could see Mount Titlis, Mount Rigi, and many other peaks at a distance, and a bird's eye view of Lake Lucerne. There is a restaurant at the top where you can enjoy some drinks and snacks. There are also designated places where you can grill your own food and enjoy a picnic. After spending some quality time at the summit, we took the cable car followed by the funicular back to Stans. On our way back, I tried my luck and asked one of the grandpas to let me stand in the driver's area of the funicular. and he was more than happy to agree. I surely had a blast as I wondered what it will be like to do this every day for a living. You could buy the tickets to Stanserhorn at the base station of the funicular. If you have a Swiss pass, the entire journey is included in your pass. Stanserhorn will truly transport you back in time, and I promise you will not regret visiting this wonder. After a satisfying trip to Stanserhorn, we were off to our second destination for the day. The Rigi mountain in Switzerland is also known as the Queen of Mountains. There are two ways to reach Rigi Kulm, which is the highest point of Rigi. One is with the Witznau Rigi Bahn and the other is with the Arth Rigi Bahn. Both directions of these mountain railways offer completely different views, so I would suggest you ascend in one direction and descend in another. This is one of those trips where the journey is more beautiful than the destination. The entire trip is filled with adventure and is truly unmissable. We took a train from Stans up to Arth Goldau. From here, we took the blue train up to Rigi Kulm. The entire journey was straight out of a fairy tale. For best views, sit on the right side during this part of the journey. Rigi Kulm offers a breathtaking panoramic view of the surrounding peaks. After taking plenty of pictures, we started descending back. We took the red train to Witznau and got down at Rigi Kaltbad. From here, we took the most exciting part of the journey. There is a cable car from Rigi Kaltbad to Vegis. This cable car makes a very steep descent at a very quick pace, which makes it feel like a roller coaster ride. Also, the views of Lake Lucerne from this cable car are mesmerizing. A short walk from Vegis took us to the port from where we took the last part of our journey. A ship across Lake Lucerne took us back to Lucerne city. I would recommend you to sit on the outer decks to enjoy some magnificent views of all the famous mountains surrounding the lake. If you have the Swiss pass, the entire journey to Rigi is included in the Swiss pass. Here is an overview of our plan for the day. It may seem hectic but is perfectly doable. We took a train from Interlaken to Lucerne, then a second train from Lucerne to Stans. We walked 4 minutes to Stanserhorn Bahn station. From here we took the funicular up to Kelti. From Kelti we took the open-top cabrio cable car up to Stanserhorn Peak. Then we took the cable car and funicular back to Stans. From Stans, we took a train to Arth-Goldau. From Arth-Goldau, we took the cogwheel blue train Arth-Rigi-Bahn to Rigi-Kulm. From Rigi-Kulm, we took the red train Fitznau-Bahn up to Rigi-Kaltbad. From Rigi-Kaltbad, we took the cable car back to Weggis. From Weggis, we took the ship up to Lucerne. Finally, we took a train back from Lucerne to Interlaken. Again, all the transportation we took were included in the Swiss pass. I was going to visit one of my bucket list destinations on our third day in Switzerland. Zermatt is one of the most popular destinations in Switzerland. It is known for its snow, ski resorts, and hiking routes, but it is most famously known for its spectacular peak, Matterhorn. You may have seen a picture of this peak on the packets of the Toblerone chocolate. Most of the activities around Zermatt included one or several ways to get the best view of Matterhorn. But the journeys and adventures included in these activities are truly unforgettable. After much research, I shortlisted 2 of such activities that we wanted to do in our single day in Zermatt. We started our journey in Interlaken and took a couple of trains up to Visp. From Visp, we rode until Zermatt with the Gotthardbahn. The Gotthardbahn is the world's slowest express train, but the panoramic views are best enjoyed in slow-mo. We bought a pass called the Peak to Peak Pass at the tourist office in Zermatt station. This pass allowed us to do both the activities of our choice seamlessly. I will talk more about it later. A short walk from Zermatt station took us to Matterhorn Talstadt, the base station of the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. From here, we took the gondola up to Trockensteig. We started off with our first activity, a trip to the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. It is located at the peak station called Kleine Matterhorn, which is also the highest mountain station in Europe, surpassing the Jungfrau, which is the highest mountain railway station. The whole experience is surreal. The entire gondola ride was extremely scenic. It took us around 30 minutes to reach the top. The route is across lush meadows and the mighty Matterhorn playing hide and seek the whole way up. There are stops like Furi and Schwarzsee on the way where you can get down and enjoy a hike, or you can continue up to Trockensteig. From Trockenesteg, we took a cable car up to Kleine Matterhorn or the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. This cable car offers a panoramic view of snow-clad mountains on the side and massive glaciers on the bottom. We were surprised with the amount of snow in peak summer once we reached the summit. We were also offered with a bunch of mountain activities. First, we went to the skiing area. The glacier was completely frozen with excited children and adults skiing in the snow. Next, we went to the Glacier Palace. It was a very cold ice tunnel with intricate ice sculptures and figurines everywhere. There was even an ice throne to sit on. Lastly, we went to the viewing platform of the Kleine Matterhorn. At a height of almost 4,000 meters, it offers a 360-degree view of 38 peaks over 4,000 meters and 14 glaciers. It offered surreal panoramic views of the surrounding mountains. But it was mostly special because of the close-up view of the mighty Matterhorn. After having our fill of the mountain air, we headed towards our next destination for the day. Our second destination for the day was the very popular Gornergrat cogwheel mountain route. Just opposite to the Zermatt station is the starting point of the Gornergrat railway. It takes you directly from Zermatt to Gornergrat summit. However, since we went to both the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise and the Gornergrat Bahn on the same day, we had bought the peak-to-peak pass. This allowed us to take a shortcut with the Matterhorn Express gondola from Furi until Riffelberg, which is a station on the route of the Gornergrat Bahn. We were offered with one of the most spectacular views of the Matterhorn at Riffelberg. It had some wonderful hiking trails with a rare Edelweiss flower in every corner. I highly recommend visiting Riffelberg if you want to enjoy an undisturbed view of the Matterhorn. We ended up spending a lot of time at Riffelberg before finally taking the uphill route of the Gornergrat Bahn. The Gornergrat Bahn is one of the oldest and most special train rides you will take in Switzerland. It offers sweeping views of the Alpine Valley, and the cogwheel train ride is quirky and exciting. It is almost always crowded. We took the Gornergrat Bahn and went to its next stop, Rotenboden. Unlike Riffelberg, there were a lot of tourists here. Rotenboden is a favorite stop for tourists because here you can find the Riffelsee, a tiny mountain lake. On a clear and windless day, you could see the reflection of the Matterhorn in this lake. It is a sight to behold. There are many hiking trails around the area, offering majestic views of Weisshorn and other alpine peaks. We took our final leg of the journey from Rotenboden to Gornergrat summit on the same train. As we were ascending, the views were becoming widespread and spectacular. Gornergrat was even more crowded than Rotenboden, given it was the end station. A short hike will take you to the summit, from where you could see a 360-degree panoramic view of the Alps. The views from here are unreal. There are tiny mountain lakes with turquoise blue water on the slopes of the mountains. The Gorner Glacier looks beautiful, and the Matterhorn stands tall in all its glory. We took as many pictures as possible before taking the Gornergrat Bahn down the slope to Zermatt. We then took the same route back to Interlaken. Here is an overview of our plan for the day. Please note, we did buy the peak-to-peak pass to visit both our destinations in Zermatt to save time. I will leave a link to details about this pass in the description. We took a train from Interlaken to Spies, followed by another train from Spies to Visp. From Visp, we took the Gotthardbahn up to Zermatt. From Zermatt station, we walked to Matterhorn Talstadt or the Valley station. From here, we took the Matterhorn Express gondola up to Trockenesteg. We changed stations to get the bigger cable car from Trockenesteg up to Glacier Paradise or Kleine Matterhorn. After visiting the Glacier Paradise, we returned back to Trockenesteg. We took the gondola from Trockenesteg to Furi. After that, we took the special cable car from Furi to Riffelberg. From Riffelberg, we took the Gornergrat train to Gornergrat. Finally, we took the Gornergrat train back to Zermatt. If you have the Swiss pass, you get a 50% discount on the tickets to both of these destinations. Train rides for the day are already included in the pass. I would highly recommend you to buy the tickets to both the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise and Gornergratbahn online. It tends to get crowded during peak season and you wouldn't want to spend precious time waiting in queue. Also, do check the weather before booking your ticket. These activities are expensive and on a cloudy or foggy day, you might not be able to see the Matterhorn or its surroundings at all. After spending 3 days exploring some of the most popular locations in Switzerland, we wanted to take it slow and explore the Jungfrau region, located nearer to our base in Interlaken. We took some wonderful hikes, got to witness innumerable waterfalls, and visited some of the most charming villages in the area. We stopped and took photographs every few minutes. The Jungfrau region is often called Paradise on Earth, and if there's only one place you can visit in Switzerland, this is it. We bought the Jungfrau travel pass for 3 days, which helped us to explore the entire region freely. What we witnessed in the next 3 days were far beyond our expectations. The public transport within the Jungfrau area is very efficient and you can cover a lot of area in a single day. You can even visit a location multiple times thanks to the Jungfrau travel pass. Keep watching to follow along our plan. You can also customize your days according to your preferences. We started our first day at Interlaken and took a mountain train up to Grindelwald. We took this train multiple times in the next 3 days and the views from this train were truly awe-inspiring. A short walk from Grindelwald train station took us to the base station of the Fürstbahn gondola. We took this gondola to Fürst Peak. The ride lasted around 25 minutes with views that were simply breathtaking. At Fürst Peak, there were many friendly cows to take pictures with. The views went on for miles. We took a thrilling walk across the Tissot Cliff Walk and enjoyed some mesmerizing views of the snow-covered peaks. For the adventure seekers, there are several mountain activities you can choose from, but they can be expensive. In addition, there are innumerable hiking trails. After spending some time at the peak, we took the gondola back to Grindelwald, which was our next stop for the day. Grindelwald is one of the prettiest villages in the world. It is nestled between mountains and is the perfect place to take a feel of a traditional Swiss village. We walked along the narrow lanes of this village without a plan, and it was one of the best experiences that will stay in our hearts forever. After a pleasant 40-minute walk, we reached the base station of the Männlichen cable car at Grindelwald. We witnessed the most spectacular views from this cable car. This cable car will take you to a children's park made in heaven at a peak known as Männlichen. But that's not all. As always, the panoramic views from this park are to die for. You could also take the Männlichen Royal Walk hike for a bird's eye view of Wengen and other pretty mountain villages. We took a different cable car from Männlichen to Wengen. This cable car was steep and quite thrilling. We could see a bird's eye view of the beautiful Wengen. We enjoyed a walk through this charming Swiss village before taking a train back from Wengen to Interlaken. All the transportation we used on this day were included in the Jungfrau travel pass. Here is an overview of our first day with the Jungfrau travel pass. We started by taking a train from Interlaken to Grindelwald, then walked to the Fürstbahn gondola. We took the gondola up to Fürst. After exploring Fürst, we took the gondola back to Grindelwald. We spent some time walking around Grindelwald. Then we took the Männlichen Bahn from Grindelwald to Männlichen Peak. After that, we took another cable car from Männlichen to Wengen. We explored Wengen and then took a train back from Wengen to Interlaken station. Our second day in the Jungfrau region started early with a bucket list experience struck off my list. I paraglided across Lauterbrunnen, the most beautiful village in the world. This is an add-on activity that I had planned to do from years ago. It was also expensive, but totally worth it. Later that day, we took a train from Interlaken to Lauterbrunnen. Our first stop was the mountain village of Mürren. The cable car to Mürren starts right opposite to Lauterbrunnen train station. We took the cable car from Lauterbrunnen to Grindelwald. From there, we took a vintage mountain train to Mürren. This uphill train ride was quirky and offered some mind-blowing views of the valley and the surrounding peaks. Mürren is a tiny quaint village in the Jungfrau region. From here, we hiked a beautiful path along the track of the train until Winteregg station. This easy 3-kilometer long hike will show you some of the most dramatic views of the Jungfrau, Eiger and Montreux mountains, along with some unique mountain flowers and ripples along the way. From Winteregg station, we took the same mountain train followed by the cable car back to Lauterbrunnen. A short bus ride from the station took us to the heart of Lauterbrunnen, our next stop for the day. Lauterbrunnen is perhaps the most popular village in the Jungfrau region and also the most beautiful. The Alpine mountains create a majestic wall along with 72 waterfalls in this village. It is a heaven for paragliders and offers some of the most dramatic views of the Jungfrau and Schildhorn Peak. There are streams and waterfalls in every corner. Some of the famous waterfalls here are Trummelbachfälle and the Staubbachfälle. After a long, unforgettable walk along the narrow pathways of Lauterbrunnen, we took the train back to Interlaken. Again, all the transportation we used on this day were included in the Jungfrau travel pass. Here is an overview of our plan for the day. We started our day at Interlaken and took a train up to Lauterbrunnen. From Lauterbrunnen, we took a cable car up to Grindelwald. From Grindelwald, we took a mountain train up to Mürren. We hiked from Mürren to Winteregg. Then we took the mountain train back to Grindelwald from Winteregg. From Grindelwald, we took the cable car back to Lauterbrunnen. From Lauterbrunnen, we took the bus to the center of the town. Then we walked around Lauterbrunnen. Finally, we took the bus back from Lauterbrunnen and then the train back to Interlaken. We had reserved the last day of our trip in the Jungfrau region for the best. We were going to get the most close-up view of the Jungfrau and its sisters. Also, we were going to have a lot of fun train rides. We started the day with our usual train from Interlaken to Lauterbrunnen. From Lauterbrunnen, we took another mountain train up to Kleine Scheidegg. This train offers some of the most beautiful sceneries of the Jungfrau and its surrounding peaks. Kleine Scheidegg is also the station from where you take the famous red train to Jungfrau. We had already been to the highest viewing platform in Switzerland at Matterhorn on our trip, so we decided to skip Jungfrau to explore this region instead. And honestly, I felt it was way too overpriced and not worth the hype. I allotted that expense towards paragliding. You are free to choose your own preferred activity. We went until Eiger Glacier and hiked the entire region until Kleine Scheidegg. This 35-minute hike was perhaps the most rewarding experience during our entire stay in Switzerland. We even saw a glacier melt into a waterfall. There was a reservoir with crystal clear water where we took a rest stop. In fact, we decided to continue our hike from Kleine Scheidegg until Wengernalp because the views were simply extraordinary. Wengernalp is a station on the downhill route of the train from Kleine Scheidegg to Lauterbrunnen. Therefore, we got the train from here instead. We ended the day by taking the train from Lauterbrunnen until Interlaken. All the routes that we took on this day were included in the Jungfrau travel pass. Here is an overview of our third day in the Jungfrau region. We started by taking a train from Interlaken until Lauterbrunnen. From Lauterbrunnen, we took another train up to Kleine Scheidegg. We then took the red train from Kleine Scheidegg to Eiger Glacier. Please note you do need to buy tickets to Jungfrau to go further with this train. Then we hiked from Eiger Glacier until Wengernalp station. After that, we took a train from Wengernalp to Lauterbrunnen, followed by another train from Lauterbrunnen to Interlaken. This is how we explored the entire Jungfrau region with the Jungfrau travel pass, and I feel like we made the best of it, and it was truly an unforgettable experience. After spending 6 very adventurous days in Switzerland, we decided to spend our last day exploring Interlaken. Did you know you actually get a complimentary public transport pass for the city if you stay in one of the Airbnbs or hotels in Switzerland? We used that to explore a bit of the city. We walked around Interlaken and enjoyed the charming city. It is mostly filled with souvenir shops, great restaurants, and beautiful views of the mountains surrounding it. Later that afternoon, we went to visit a place that went into my bucket list after watching it on the Korean series Crash Landing on You. It was called Sigriswil. We bought inexpensive tickets for the bus ride from Interlaken to Sigriswil. There is a surreal bridge that connects Sigriswil and Iseltwald. This bridge offers some magnificent views of the Bernese Oberland peaks, namely the Eiger, the Montreux, and the Jungfrau, along with the beautiful Lake Thun. You can also see a gorge called Kummischlucht from this bridge. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. There is a small fee to walk across the bridge, but trust me, it is totally worth it. After taking endless photos and videos, we made our way back. In the evening, we took a bus and went to the nearby village called Iseltwald. If you are a Crash Landing on You fan, you might recognize this place. It is equally fascinating to someone who is visiting Iseltwald for the first time. This village is nestled between mountains and the serene Lake Brienz. You can spend a couple of hours walking around the village. There is a bus every hour to and from Interlaken to Iseltwald. It tends to get quite busy, so make sure to check the bus schedule and be at the bus stop well before time to get a place. We ended the day by having a fondue dinner at one of the many restaurants in Interlaken. We took a train back home the next morning. Switzerland can be extremely expensive when it comes to accommodation and food. Do book in advance to get a good price and try to confirm your accommodation before booking the tickets. It can be scarce even during off-season. We found the food pretty mediocre for the price, therefore we mostly shopped at supermarkets like Coop and cooked our meals at home. We packed our lunches and had picnics in benches with beautiful views throughout our trip. We mostly spent on travel passes and experiences while in Switzerland, and it was totally worth it. Also, please note this video is not sponsored in any way, so I am strictly speaking from personal experience. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to leave a comment. Consider subscribing to my channel to remain updated on more travel experiences. Until then, auf Wiedersehen aus der Schweiz. See you next time.